Hello, and welcome back to the Psych Legal Pop Podcast. This is a podcast where we talk about popular culture through the lens of an attorney and a therapist. I'm Tess Brigham. I'm the therapist.
And I'm Brooke Brigham. I'm the attorney.
And today we are back with our Sister Wives coverage, Season 20, Episode 8, Making Out Like Teenagers. And boy, there was a lot of like, bleh.
There is a lot of kissing in
A
this
lot of kissing.
episode.
And I wrote here a note. I'm going to vomit. But before we get to that, let's talk a little bit about Kody on Special Forces this week. This wasn't as intense Kody episode as last week, but I found this utterly fascinating. I think that they showed us more about their relationship in that little clip than they have in a long time on Sister Wives, which is this. So if you're not following the show, essentially they're down to the last 6 people. They're down to the last 2 days. And they're really getting into the psychological torture of things, of like, what happens if we. So one of the things is we're going to show you a video from your loved ones and get you all triggered and all worked up and upset. And then we're going to, I don't know, send you out to do something. And so kind of to see if people get rattled by that.
Yeah, how it affects you.
So Kody goes out there and it's Robyn. And Robyn's words of encouragement to him, or Robyn's words to him, are about like, well, I'm sure you're just there being so charming and making all these friends. I mean, basically telling him about how, gosh, you must be the life of the party.
Right.
You must be all this stuff.
They must love you.
Yeah. And I'm thinking, oh, dear God.
And they don't. Yeah. FYI, if you're not watching, everybody can't stand him because he's Kody.
Yeah. Well, it's not even that. It's almost like he is that, and I feel bad now. He is kind of like that loser in the group that people are like, God, we can't let him go, but let's not invite him to the party or whatever. There's a scene where you see everyone eating at one table and he's eating by himself at a table. And I felt a little sad in that moment. But then in that same moment, I'm like, I'm sure if he got up and turned around and sat with them, they wouldn't be like, Kody, go over there to that table.
Yeah.
Like they would not shun him in that way. I think he was choosing to sit. And again, and there's been times too that I'm like, I don't want to sit and talk to any of these people. They're together all the time. I mean, I don't blame them. I would want my own me time too. But it's just interesting that her view and perception of him. I mean, Janelle nailed it in this episode later on, but they that this is how either this is how you see him, or this is how you need him to see himself. But this is not an accurate depiction.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. Like Kody was always very comfortable in his family because he was like, the leader of the family. But outside of his family, he's just socially awkward.
Yeah.
And, I don't really think he has a lot of friends. And when he gets around other men, he gets very excited, because there's someone to be masculine with, or, yeah, he's just very, very insecure at his core.
Well, yeah, I mean, I could also imagine, listen, Kody's been in a pretty good spot as much as he blames polygamy for everything. But yeah, there is no other husbands to compete with. There are no other children to compete with. No one was competing with you. You were the only one that you were wanted and desired, not because you were the best, but because you were the only one there. It's very different. And so, but the problem is he's now thought like, I'm the best. I'm wonderful. I'm amazing. I'm all these women, blah, blah, blah. It's like, no, you just didn't have any competition. You didn't have any competition. You're like the one restaurant in this one town, So guess what? People are eating there, not because they think it's the most amazing place in the world, but because it's the only place they can eat. You know what I mean?
And also the whole family was part of a cult that taught them that the father of the home is basically God. That's the representation of God, the priest, whatever, priesthood. And as soon as they started not believing that anymore, they started falling away. And and I also thought it was interesting that Robyn opens the video with, "Hi, handsome."
Oh, yes,
and
yes.
That was the same thing that Aurora said to Brody when he showed up at the
Mm.
house, she
Mm.
went to open the door, she said, "Hi, handsome."
Oh, interesting. I didn't
So
pick up on that.
she's learning, she's taking
Uh-huh.
notes about,
Mhm.
treat him like he's your best customer and,
Mhm.
all that good stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's what Robin does, and not because it's necessarily sincere, but because she knows that that gets Kody,
Mhm.
like, he's, like, just now putty in her hands.
Yes, and I think that I think it's also a little bit like a puppy with a toy. I think it placates him. Hi, handsome.
Mhm.
So it's like, pat your head.
Right.
Okay, I've affirmed you. Now you can go off. I mean, because I think he's super annoying. I mean, as we've seen from the show,
Yeah.
I think that he's probably gets in her way and bugs her and all this. I really do think that a lot of this is, yeah, what do I need to say to this guy to get him to just be happy and leave?
Mhm.
So, and I don't think that's necessarily, to be kind to your partner to I don't think that's bad, but it's really interesting how her perception of how he is doing is so radically different than
Mhm.
how he's really doing.
Yeah.
And nobody else's loved ones were talking about, how other people are seeing them and perceiving them. Everybody
Mhm.
else is talking about you can do this, you're strong,
Right,
we believe
right.
in you, we're here, blah blah blah.
We love you, can't wait to see you,
Yeah,
just yeah.
which is
Normal
yeah,
normal stuff.
versus you must be so special, you must be loved, you must be having a
Right.
great time. It's like, no, guess what? No. So their big mission this time, they had to do this one whole thing where they just made them like lift tires up and down
Well, can I
hills and
say
just to
one other
torture
thing
them.
about
Yeah.
the video?
Mhm.
So at the end of the video, Cody kinda breaks down, he starts crying, and the what do you call those guys?
Staff,
The
staff.
staff, they're watching this and commenting on it, and, they're like, "Oh, wow, like, do you think that's real?"
Mm.
And they all are like, "Yeah, I do. I think that's really real." And they do comment later that they are really amazed at the amount of stuff that Cody can, I think they said, absorb or
Mhm.
take in, or because it's true. Like every every person on this show has had multiple moments where they're just like, "I can't go on. I can't do
Mhm.
this." I've yet to see Cody
Yeah,
get to
it's
that
true.
point at
It's
all.
true.
He doesn't doubt himself, he just goes forward. He even tries to encourage other people sometimes. Um, but yeah, it really is something given his age and, that,
Mhm.
he's competing against, like, football players in their 30s.
Yeah. I mean, I give him a lot of credit for that. And this is the other thing too is I do feel like the tears are real.
Mhm.
And but the problem is that he really doesn't know what he's crying about. Like he's so
Mhm.
he's just that's what's so frustrating about him is that there's tons of tears and there's tons of sadness, but there's no accountability. And we'll talk about this in this episode. Like everything is someone else's fault. Everything, even when he thinks that he's taking ownership of things, it's never quite the complete ownership of it. Um, so I don't know. I don't know if that's Robin's influence or what. But yeah, I mean he is he's the only one that hasn't wanted to quit a million times. I
Yeah.
do give him a lot of credit for that. And I think he went into this thinking, I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna do it. I'm
Yeah.
not gonna die,
There's
which is
no
actually the
choice.
kind of attitude that they want them to have, which
Yeah.
is and it's like anything else. Um, like when I was giving birth to Max, Steve was like, God, you're really pushing there. And I'm like, yeah, this is the only way this is going to end is
Right.
to get him out of me. Do you know what I mean? When it's like, this is
Right.
it. Like,
Yeah.
this has to happen. This just
Yeah.
has to happen. So that determination, I give him that. I do. And I do think that he is a hard worker and some of these other things. I just think that he just needs therapy. He's so delusional and he just needs a lot of therapy. He does.
Yeah.
It's just
Well,
Robin's not Robin. He thinks Robin's such a great partner for him, and I don't think she is not allowing you to grow. She's keeping you stuck.
No, like she does to her kids. She
Exactly.
infantilizes
Yeah.
everyone, including Kody.
Exactly, that's a great way of
Yeah.
seeing it. Like, you think that she's helping you and encouraging you, but at the same time, she's keeping you stuck because she is
Mhm.
not reflecting back how you are impacting other people.
Mhm.
So, anyway,
Yeah.
but
Yeah.
so so they had to lug tires up and down a hill. And then the second one is they do this mission where there's they 6 people left, so 2 groups of 3, Alpha and Bravo company. And so they have this whole thing where they have to go in and find clues to get to the person that they have to rescue. And sure enough, I don't know why they keep putting Kody on these Kody should be with one other guy and a woman. Like there's 3 men, 3 women, and it's just a little bit like they keep putting Kody on these all female teams,
Mhm.
but he won't listen to them. He
Right.
won't.
Well, I think
And
that's why they do it. It's,
they know it's going
good
to, yeah.
drama, yeah.
And he is there with Sean Johnson East, keep wanting to
Mhm.
say West, and who is obviously she'd be a great leader. Like, why don't you just let her lead? But he cannot handle letting someone else lead. And
Mhm.
so he keeps getting into the same problem over and over and over again of just not keeping his mouth shut and trusting. And even if he doesn't think it's the best idea, just kind of keep, because I'm sorry, in these missions, someone has to take charge. Not
Right.
everyone can have a goddamn
Well,
opinion.
and because he thinks he knows more than these young women,
Yeah.
um, you know, he never listens to them. Like their instructions were they had to find a dry riverbed,
Mhm.
and the women are like, "Oh, here it is." And he's like, "No, no, no. That's not a riverbed. That's an irrigation ditch. I know irrigation." It's like, are you a farmer in your other life? I mean, you know irrigation? And it turns out it
Mhm.
was the dry riverbed,
Mhm.
and it's like he dismisses everything they say, and then they're just bickering, and that's the
Yeah.
thing, in the real world, they'd be dead in
Yeah.
the 2 minutes.
Yeah.
If you cannot let the leader lead, and, you but at the same and the leader won't listen to anything anyone has to say, that's how you get killed in these
Mhm.
situations.
Yeah.
So even though Cody is physically performing well, he's always fucking things up,
Yes.
He's
Yes.
always,
Mhm.
in these challenges and stuff. I mean,
Because
he makes it to the top of the mountain with the tire chains and all that kind of stuff, the physical stuff
mhm.
he can do. But yeah, that one was a disaster.
Well, and the things that are just him. I just need to get these
Yeah.
tires up the hill.
Right.
It's these other things that are little bit more complicated and that he's really struggling with. Like he just cannot. It's and it's the same thing. We see it where they ask because he's like the what is he, the latrine person or whatever now. Same thing. All the staff's making fun of him because they're like 14 and he just comes running like again like a golden retriever
Yeah.
puppy. He is like a golden retriever puppy. Like, oh, I gotta get there, I gotta get there, I gotta get there. I mean, it's uncomfortable. And that's all every time I see on Sister Wives, I see Flagstaff or Cody and Robin's house, I get a pit in my stomach. I start to become really uncomfortable because I know I'm gonna have to watch Cody and his insecurities. And it's like, God, this is sad. I mean, it just makes me uncomfortable. It just feels like, oh. And this is the opposite of what people want to see on reality television. We don't want to see you perform. We
Mhm.
know when you're performing. So like stop, but he can't stop. He can't stop.
But I think that is him. I
Maybe
mean,
it is. Maybe it is. I don't know.
yeah.
I find it so deeply, deeply uncomfortable. Maybe it's just me. There's certain like comedians, and I don't know if you know that comedian. There's this new show on HBO called The Chair Company with
Mm-mm.
Tim Robinson, and he's like another one. If people know who he is, they know exactly what I'm talking about. Like Nathan for You. Nathan, what's his name? Oh God, he had this show called The Rehearsal. He's just another one where there are these certain comedians where their whole bit is to just make people uncomfortable until you
Mm.
kind of get to this level of discomfort. And it's funny and clever in many ways, but I can't even watch those shows. I'm like, I'm so uncomfortable.
Yeah.
So it's a lot. Anyway.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else about special forces? before we
Um, Not really. Still
Okay.
a good show.
Yeah, I'm
Still
enjoying
enjoying
it.
it.
So next week is the finale of Special
Oh, it
Forces.
is?
Yeah, I think so. That's the sense I got.
Well, because
So
they're only on this was only day 8, right?
there's only 10 days
Right, but
total.
every episode a day? 1 day
Oh,
of
maybe. I guess maybe so maybe there's two more. I got the sense from the ending of last time that this was the last one, but I could be wrong. I don't know. So,
yeah.
anywho, well,
Okay.
let's go to like I said, we got to go to Flagstaff.
Go to
We got to go to
Flagstaff.
Kody and Robin's house, and it's time for Robin to be Cody's beautiful or lovely, says it in different ways, lovely assistant.
Yeah, Robyn claims that she came up with that name, but I remember on past episodes Christine talking about um
Mhm.
that they had been calling him he'd been doing that for a long time, before Robyn came along.
Yeah. Well, right now this is just their foreplay. This is what I've
Yes.
decided. The lovely assistant game. Lovely assistant is like
Yeah,
foreplay for whatever's, for the magic act that he's going to perform later on. I don't
right.
know.
Well, yeah, the
Um
walls have come down. I mean,
ugh.
they are now
Blah.
being it started a few episodes ago, but it's really intensifying. They are now fully embracing
Mhm.
flirting, sexual tension, you know, all of it. Kissing.
Mhm.
They're just doing it all.
So, do you believe this is how they've always been?
At home together,
You
yeah.
think they've always been
Yeah.
like this? This has been their banter.
Yeah, they just never did it when filming or around
Mhm.
the other wives. But, that is played out. That they've
Yeah.
kind of have reinvented themselves. They have a new storyline, and
Mhm.
they're moving on,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
they even say that a little bit later when they're talking about their new castle,
Mhm.
which is what they call their new home. It's a
Yeah.
dream. It's a castle.
Yeah. It is. It is.
And
It's very contradictory to what Robin. I mean, it's a little interesting because Robin's the one that's been holding on to the property and all this other stuff. It's like, but you have this new dream. So which dream is it? Do you
mhm.
know what I mean? It's like some things are you guys don't track very well because
Yeah,
you're
and
talking all over the place.
when did this new dream start? When did you start planning this, and when did you give I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, that was all an act about how she was so sad about giving up the dream of,
Mhm.
yeah, and they talk about that in this
Ugh,
episode with the
no one
kids. It's just
cares. No
goes
one
on and
cares.
on.
But then
Yeah.
this whole thing where we see him he's like gluing something
Caulking something on the
yeah, to
fireplace.
create
Yeah.
more of a place to put things. Now, I had to pause. I paused. And I'm like, I got to clock this, I'm going to say in quotes, art or sculptures that they have. So did you
Mhm.
clock so this big display that's in front of this new fireplace of their castle, they've got all of these ceramic animals. Like one is a
Mhm.
polar bear holding a ball, and then
Yeah, I saw that in the old house, I think.
there's two, I think bears or maybe something else, animals hugging each other. And then in the middle where Kody was like, gluing the wood down where they put front and center is this giant like is it a unicorn? I mean, it looks like the kind of sculpture that an 8-year-old girl would want for her room. And it's probably
Mhm.
like $5,000 and her parents are like, "No." But
Yeah.
Robin bought it. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's one of those things where Robin's wanted to sculpture her whole life. It's like, are these real animals or fake animals? It's the ugliest, ugliest thing and so tacky
Yeah.
and childlike, really childlike. Do you know what I mean? Like who?
Yeah.
Two bears hugging
Yeah,
in a
I don't know,
sculpture?
their taste
Ugh,
in art is
ugh.
horrible. And then I also noticed on the mantle it almost looked like a card or an announcement of some sort, but it's like a picture of Cody and Robin, and it's got a bunch of writing on it that's real small, but then on the top it says "Love you forever."
Mhm.
And it's like, what is this? Like,
Ugh.
was weird.
Again, I think
Like
that
teenagers.
yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes,
Like the
absolutely.
title of this episode. They are like teenagers. They're
But are they or
very
are they
mature.
not? Is this are they really? Is this real? And again, I think that Kody is so I don't know. I don't know. I don't know how real this is. I find it hard to believe they've been married 10 years, 15 years. How long have they been married now?
Well, Saul is like 13 or
Yeah, okay, so 15 years.
14, like about 15 years.
I mean, they're
16, I don't
yeah.
know.
It's just a little bit like we're so it's the performative we're so in love, we're so in love. It's like
Yeah.
15 years into a marriage, yeah, okay, you're in love and happy and all that stuff, but you're not banging on the kitchen floor. It's just a little bit like what are you two doing? That's the
Maybe
part.
they are. Maybe they are. Be careful what you wish for.
Oh god. They couldn't be. They got a kids all around. They
Well,
got
they
kids.
go to school, don't they? I mean,
Well, what are Brianna and Aurora doing? They're in
well, they're in
college.
college.
They can come and go. They better get their school schedules.
Well, they know their class schedule, because Robyn probably makes it for them.
Yeah. Anyway. So, and then Kody has to go into this whole thing about like how he needs Robin's approval. When you have your wife there, you need your wife and her approval. It's like you didn't ever want anyone's approval before, but okay. And then Kody kisses Robyn, and then they go into this whole thing about how because of his beard or his mustache and beard, he's all prickly
He's
and
poking her.
he's poking her. And I was like waiting for this double entendre joke to come, but no, it didn't. So she is like, "Oh, I don't like it." And so she wants him to shave. And he's like, "Well, if I shave, will we be making out like
Yeah, will I get
teenagers?
more kisses?
Will I get more kisses?" It's like, "Okay."
Well, and also too, like, they now are really manufacturing scenes. I mean, they always have, but I
Yeah.
mean, these are now it's like another level. Like this whole shaving of the
Yes.
mustache thing was kind of other level.
Well, and hold on. And so we were talking about the show yesterday, and you have this theory about the fact that you think this is the final season. And I really, the more I was watching this, I mean, I could be wrong, but I really think like, no, no, no. I think Robyn and Kody are like, we have this house now.
Mhm.
I think they're far more worried about this mortgage than they're letting on. I think these two are like, oh crap, we've got to start doing shit. We've got to start coming up with stuff. And I bet you they've
Mhm.
workshopped all of these things. That's why I think they're
Well, I
very
think
committed to the show.
they are, but the other people aren't because I mean, yeah, I there's just all these signs that where what's left to do or talk like clearly Janelle is not enthused about this at all. She
No.
could give two shits. She's focused on, Tata Farms and her new house and all that kind of stuff. And then Christine says in a later scene, she's talking with David about spending money and shopping and stuff. And she says, what's going to happen when we only have David's income to
Well,
rely on?
David says that.
Or David says that.
David said that.
And then it's like, well, whoa, whoa, whoa. I mean, that's
Mhm.
basically admitting that, I mean, maybe she's talking about far in the future. I don't know.
Cuz he
That,
wrote down
that she's going to be off the show.
Well, this is what I wrote down. He said, "What happens down the road when we rely only on my income?" So that could be down the I mean, listen again, we can sit here and interpret what down the road means. Do you know what I mean?
Hmm.
It could be very very soon. I think this is David's way of saying like, "Hey, stop spending like a reality star." You're
Yeah.
spending like someone who thinks that this job's going to go on and on and on. But again,
Yeah.
I think that Meri and Janelle and Christine, no matter how they feel about the show, know that they need the show to do anything else. I mean, I'm sorry, Janelle's launching this coaching business. Janelle, you got to stay on the show to get the coaching business rolling. Like, no, you've got Lulu, she's got Lula Rowe, Mary's got Lula Rowe. I mean, like they all have things that they need to keep selling and they need to be on TV to sell them. I'm sorry.
I
So I don't
guess.
think
I
they're ever
mean,
going to want to go.
but also too, like, I was also saying that, the only way that this family has any chance, the only way that the adult children have any chance of mending their relationship with Kody is if the show stops.
Mm.
because otherwise, whatever they do is gonna end up on the show, and
Yes.
they'll be gonna be talked about on the show, and they don't want that. Like, no one wants to really be on the show except in passing, they
Mhm.
don't want, and it's just, yeah, and the constant watching each other, videos of each other, talking about each other, it's not healthy.
No. No. I think it's one of those things where and sometimes in life you need, it's that person that breaks up with you and you realize, "Oh, thank God they did." I think it's one of those things that yeah, I think that maybe TLC will hit a wall and be like, "We're not gonna do this anymore," and everyone's gonna have to figure out what they need to do to make money. But I do not believe that any of them are willingly going to say, "I'm gonna walk away from the show." I really don't. I would be shocked if they did. If they would have done it already. I think that they're all gonna stay on the show until they have to possibly end it has to end. That's all.
Hmm.
So, that's my theory, but
I don't
let's get
know.
back to Cody shaving because
Because it's riveting.
now we know how we got to this new look that he has. Do you like this
Mhm.
look with men? I don't like this when men have no mustache, but a goatee, beard. I
Well,
don't
I think it looks good on him, actually.
Mhm.
It looks better than the full beard and mustache, I think. Um, like, that's just, like,
Yeah.
too much. I think that, yeah, I don't know.
I'm just trying to think about, like, in what version do I find Cody most attractive? Like,
Yeah, it's a stretch.
I don't know, but, so yeah, but it was interesting because she didn't want he's like, "Well, I'm gonna put my hair up." He's gonna put his
Let
hair in
me
a
get my
ponytail. You
scrunchie.
can get my scrunchie. And then he decides to start shaving, and he's shaving, and Robin's watching him, and, ooh, she's getting all horned up. Maybe they are banging on the kitchen floor. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's the bathroom floor. But
Yeah,
she is
you
just,
can
like,
lock the bathroom door.
she is talking about how we flirt all the time and, "Oh, he just looks so younger. Oh, he looks so good. Oh my god." I mean, she is just but again, it's a little bit of this, is this really truly how the 2 of you are? And again, you're never ever gonna get someone to be completely real with a camera, right?
Mm,
Because as long as
yeah.
you know there's a camera there, there's always that level of things, but that's the part. It's like, who are you are you guys lying to each other? Are you lying to us?
No, I think this is 100% genuine because they're
Okay.
not that good of actors, you
I
know?
guess not. Okay.
They're not. This is
Ugh,
how they
these 2 are
feel about each
exhausting then.
this is what they do. This is them.
All right.
They talk about the, like, flirting, it's okay now, like, okay.
Yeah, Cody's
Yeah,
so
and
happy he can be freely to flirt.
yeah, and here this is where he says, "Promise me we're gonna make out like teenagers," after
Mm,
this
and
shaving
who did you
session.
think about? Christine?
I know. All Christine wanted was to make out.
Like a teenager with him. That's all she ever wanted.
All she ever wanted.
I was like, "Oh god.
She wanted
Poor
that for her
thing."
birthday. She wanted to go on a drive and go
Yeah.
make out in the car, and
And
he
can
was
you
just
imagine
like,
that your wife
"No."
asks you to do that, that costs no money, and you go, "Ugh,
I know.
ugh, I don't wanna do that. I'd rather go spend a bunch of money on on a vacation or whatever." That's painful. Um,
Oh,
and then
goodness.
do we have anything more to say with these 2? I mean,
No, that's
ugh.
enough. That's
Ugh.
said enough for
Um,
now.
so Maddie had the baby.
Mhm.
So the baby is Emilia Estelle or Estelle Estrella? I'm a little confused. Emilia, but they
Yes, I
call
think
her
it's
Millie.
I think the middle name's
It's supposed to be Star.
Star Estella. Es
Estelle. So Emilia Estelle?
I don't know.
Amelia Estella? So Millie. Um, and yeah, she, sounds like this is her 4th kid, so she labored for a while and then went into the hospital and boom, had the baby, and then they're back home the next day. So boom, boom, boom,
Well,
getting it
congratulations.
done. Yeah. So you can tell that Christine's a little upset that she's not there, but she's going to go after, she said.
Mhm.
But yes, we must go to Salt Lake City to see Christine and David, um, because Christine's making a diaper cake for.
Now
Mhm.
I was just gonna say, like, that diaper cake, unless you truly are gonna use cloth diapers,
Mhm.
that seems like kind of a waste
Yeah, I was trying to
of
figure out
money.
if those were cloth or if they were, like, disposable. Because then I'm thinking, well, that's just a pain in the ass if they're disposable for the mother. Like, every time you need a diaper, you have to go back to the cake and unroll it, and I mean, it's
Well,
a cute
I
idea,
don't know.
but it's a little bit like, I don't know. It's not the best use of materials.
No. Well, yeah, because the one of David's, children, I guess, is having a baby, and then there's maybe another one. She's talking about how she has multiple diaper cakes to make,
Yes, yes.
and next to the diaper cake is, like, a stack of Amazon boxes that she's gonna get in trouble for now.
Mhm.
Because, yeah, this is when David says, that, what's gonna happen when, they're gonna have to she's gonna have to stop spending like this.
Mhm. Well, I think he's also, my guess is, I don't know how much he is. I mean, I'm assuming he's still actively working, but I think he's
Mhm.
probably also like, we need to curb our lifestyle now if we ever want to, like, I think he's probably like, if I'd like to retire, you
Yeah.
know, like, what are we doing here? So I don't think he was crazy for asking it, but I think again, it brings up something really interesting, which is talking about how she talked about how she had no money those early years. She couldn't buy, there were years where she wasn't getting her kids any Christmas gifts or anything at all. And so she said, there were so many years where I had nothing for my kids that now it feels nice, I could imagine,
Mhm.
to be able to provide for the kids. And I
Mhm.
think that my other thought is, I think now that she's with David, my guess is she's spending money more freely because I think she feels like she has a lot more freedom. Like, it's not all on
Mhm.
her and she's not having to fight with Kody about what
Right.
she's buying or not buying or worried about where it's going. So I'm sure she is spending money.
Yeah, and then she talks about, she goes into about debt for college, and
Mhm.
Cody was really anti going into debt for college, but Christine is saying that, she wants to help Truly
Mhm.
wants to go to college, and I guess she's inferring that she might have to take out a loan for that, which David doesn't seem too into either, but it's like, well,
Mhm.
Truly deserves to go to college. Like,
Yeah.
why, everyone else got to go, so.
Well, also, we don't even know what Truly's going to do yet. What she might go to a state school. She might get, it might not be what you have to take loans out, right?
Mhm.
Tuition may be really cheap. Like, we don't know yet.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm with Christine on this. And I think she probably also feels a lot of guilt around Truly and everything
Oh,
Truly's
yeah.
been through. So,
Yeah.
because this has all been hardest, I think, because Truly's been you know, the rag that's been shoved around, pulled and pushed everywhere.
Yeah.
Um, but then clock this where Christine's like, well, talking about when they were all together, everyone put the same amount of money into the account. Kody was more in charge of where it went, and then people took out different amounts. Like, okay.
Well, how could everyone put in the same amount?
That's
Because
what I was wondering too. I'm like, how does
Christine
that
wasn't
work?
working as much as Janelle or,
I think she was talking about the show.
oh, the show money.
I think that's what she was talking about. But I was surprised she was so diplomatic about it. I'm like, I thought we were in our mad era of the money, but she did say that she said she didn't like to talk to Kody about money because it
Mhm.
pit in her stomach. And I'm sure it was
Mhm.
because he was such a jerk. And every time you talked
He's
about
such
him,
a tightwad, yeah.
well, and also I bet you anything, anytime if you said something wrong, he'd be like, that's it, I'm leaving. I'm going to Robyn's or I'm going somewhere else. Like, I bet you
Mhm.
anything he would punish you. So,
Totally.
but she's very happy with David because it's a partnership.
But
So
we're seeing, like, a different side of David now, David's feeling very comfortable, and
yeah, and David's
he's,
mm-hmm,
he's got a lot of opinions, and,
mm-hmm,
he's I don't know, the last few episodes, it almost feels like he's kind of not lecturing Christine, but I mean, maybe he always talked to her like this, we just didn't see it.
mm-hmm.
I don't know,
I
it's
don't know.
weird.
I think that he is I think David's been out there living in the real world. And
Mhm.
I think Christine's been living somewhere else. And I think
Yeah.
it's layers of things, right? It's the being part of this. Holt family, and then
Mhm.
it's being in polygamy for so long and being in that world, and then being on a TV show, and then that weirdness, and I think all the things that I think what he's really trying to bring up to her is like, you have a weird relationship with money, and you need to
Mhm.
kind of figure this out, really,
Mhm.
because no one, I mean, you had no money, so there was nothing. Then you started getting money, and you didn't know where it was going, and now you can see where all the money is, and now you're just spending it. And
Mhm.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm a David apologist. I just kind of feel like David. I think
No, you're right.
David's a little bit of, no, what are you doing? Like,
Yeah.
we got to
I
get
guess
this together.
we were just when we were it didn't take much for, to lift the bar for Christine because,
Hmm.
she came from so low, on such a low bar where her life was so terrible. And then she left, and we were also proud of her for
Hmm.
that. And so we're like, go, Christine. But you're right. She has not been living in the real world.
And I think the way he's doing it, I mean, I don't know, someone else might have a different opinion, but I think that he's not coming at her saying, "Why are you spending all this money?" Blah, blah, blah. He's kind of like, "Well, we do need to talk about what's going to happen when, you know, like we're on one income." I mean, I
Hmm.
think that I don't think he's asking for too much. He wasn't like, return all this shit, you know?
Yeah.
He was just, and I don't think she even spent that much money, really. I don't know, but apparently more boxes are coming.
Mm.
Um, anyway, we got to go. Oh, so we go back to Maddie and Caleb's, because now they're home. Sorry. So it's Estelle. Estelle means star, and she was born on the 15th, not the 5th of March. And they have 17 grandchildren? Now, who is that? That's Christine, who's saying that between her and David, they have 17
Yeah.
grandchildren. Okay,
Because
got it.
David has 8 kids, and I think they all have children.
Mhm. Yeah, this is where I
So,
wrote, Christine is hurt that she's not there. All right. Well, now we gotta go back to Flagstaff. Oh, dear
oh
God.
God.
Oh, Robyn's in the pantry.
Oh my God, this pantry was what a hoarder pantry. I mean, just you know what? Don't buy any more chips till you've eaten all these other chips. I mean, it's just like
Mhm.
bags and bags, and she's trying to blame it on the kids. That the kids, leave it a mess, and it's like, no, it's a mess because it's like stuffed. Too
Yeah.
much stuff in there.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, the way she was talking about this, like, oh my gosh, this crazy situation that I have where I have these kids, and then before I put more stuff in the pantry, I've got to clean the pantry out. It's like, yeah, I do that every time. Every time, either before you go to the store or when you get home from the store, there is a certain amount of cleaning out, like cleaning out the pantry, like cleaning out everything. And yeah, and it's easy to just shove things in until you.
But why are you buying more stuff? I don't think she was throwing any of that away.
Oh, okay.
I think she's just hoarding it. She likes to shop.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, again, this is part of their sketch. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
this is the opening scene
Yes.
of their fascinating sketch that they're gonna do.
Yes, the sketch called Picnic Tables. And Toady Cody comes running in.
Comes bounding in,
I got the picnic tables. I got the picnic tables.
and
Um,
she's like, "Oh, like why?" Like she doesn't know. And he's
like he
like,
didn't say, I'm going to get the picnic tables.
well, and she acts because he's like, we got the earnest money again. This has come up again. We got the earnest money. The offer is clear. And she's like, what? Huh?
Mm-hmm.
Like she's trying to act like she's surprised, like she didn't know all this. She's like, oh my gosh.
Yeah. So so yeah, I guess he went in and got those picnic tables, because God forbid everyone would be clamoring for them. Like,
Yeah, before anyone else can get them.
oh no, even though the other two people that are don't even live in Flagstaff. They don't even live, like, do you really think Janelle or Meri are going to be fighting you about those stupid picnic tables? They don't, neither of them live there.
And they don't
So
want
they don't
them.
want that. But and then we got the scene that poor Brianna, they got to wake her up and be like, "Can
Oh,
you
she
come and,
looked miserable.
yeah, can you move something for us?" At least Robyn was helping. First I was like,
Yeah,
if
these poor
she does not
girls.
help them at all, I'm going to be pissed.
Yeah, because I think it was the week before when they were moving some big heavy table, um, that was really heavy,
Yeah.
they had to get both the girls and Kody, and Kody wanted to just drop it over the side of the deck.
Yeah, I think
He's
this
like,
is when
"Let's
they were
just."
moving out of that other house. I think this is when they
Yeah,
were moving
yeah,
into their
yeah.
castle.
And, he's like, "Well, let's just I think we should just do it over the railing," and both Brianna and Aurora were like, "No." Like, I mean, and then they're like, "Well, let's take the legs off. We can take the legs off." And Cody's like, "No, no, 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 no." They end up taking the legs off. I
Yeah.
mean, he doesn't listen. Again, just hello, special forces.
Mhm.
Cody doesn't listen to women.
No, he does not. No, he doesn't. He does not think women know better than him.
Mhm. Not even his own precious daughters.
Yeah.
So, anyway.
God, it must be so hard to be right all the time, Cody. It must be so hard for the male population to be right about every single thing all the time.
Mhm.
But my God, they are, because look at our world right now. It's so great because men are making
Yeah,
all these
look what the men.
decisions.
Yes, we have men doing unspeakable things. Oh, don't even get me started.
Yeah, ugh, and then having women placate it and make it okay. That Megyn Kelly thing. Ugh. Anyway,
Um, yeah, so then in the same clothes, so this is the same day, I guess. In
yes.
the same clothes, they go to Coyote Pass to just sit there and film a scene. And he's saying, Cody's saying, Coyote Pass is closure on Flagstaff.
Mhm.
The last thing about the separation, the breakup, this idea where we're selling Coyote Pass is like a tragic manifestation of the failure of many, many, many dreams. I see it now as the final chapter of closing what was my former life. Okay. And then they both say that they find solace. Now we're back at
Mhm.
the castle. We're now
Yeah.
back at the castle, and they're admiring it. We're seeing
Mhm.
pictures of it, talking about how it's a dream for them, and they find solace here in their castle. And Robyn's smiling,
Yeah.
like a big smile, sincere smile.
Mhm.
So I don't know. It was kind of like that speech makes me feel like, it's closing the final chapter of my
Oh, that
former
makes
life.
oh, that makes you think that this might be the end.
Yeah, but maybe. 'Cause
And
I don't know.
I
Yeah,
think
it's the show is called Sister Wives,
yeah.
and he's saying that was my former life,
Hmm.
that chapter's over, and
Mhm.
everyone else has done the same.
Mhm.
Every single one of these people
Mhm.
doesn't wanna see the others again. It's like they're making them get together one final time
Mhm.
on the property to film for content, but none of these people ever wanna see each other except for maybe, Janelle and Christine, um, ever again.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
I don't know, I just find
anyway.
it so fascinating that Robyn was so upset about this whole Coyote Pass thing and the dissolution of the end of the family, but somehow was able to find this home in a new dream, all while lamenting the other dream. I mean, it's a
Right.
little bit like, okay, we got two parallel things happening here.
Right.
Like, you're upset about this one thing, but all the while you're looking at homes, buying a
Right.
home,
Right.
financing it. Come on.
Exactly.
All right.
Exactly.
We got to go to Mary's house. So
Oh
Mary is, I
goodness.
guess, there's all this construction happening. She is gutting the house or gutting. I didn't understand if she meant she was just gutting the kitchen or if she's gutting the whole house, but it looks like she's
I think
switching
it's
things
the
up.
whole. Yeah, I thought it was gonna be everything. She was saying that the only she's not adding on anything, just a new awning, but the rest of the house, the inside is total remodel.
Yes. So, and Mary's got someone new to talk to.
Because
Amber.
Jen has to get back to her children and her
Yeah.
her husband. She has a life.
And we've met this Amber before. I feel like we've
Yeah.
we've met
Yeah.
Amber. And so she's now Amber's there. So because for someone, Mary has to go back to that same living room and bring things out and talk to her. And
Mhm.
so Mary says, I'm going to the property. She tells us, like, I heard about the sale from Justin.
Mm.
And Amber asks about Robyn and, how I guess they're what is Meri says. So these are things that we don't know about or haven't been filmed. Because at first when Meri was saying her last interaction with Robyn was weird and hard, I assumed it would be when she gave her that horrible journal as Meri was trying to move.
Mhm.
But I was like, "Oh, no," and then they started indicating something else. I'm like, "Oh, no, there's been some other stuff going on that we don't know about that is just coming out now."
Yeah, and there's some
Um,
conflicting stories here.
yes.
It's basically Robin's word against Mary's, because Robin is trying to claim that she fought for Meri, because
Mhm.
I guess Kody, not her and Kody, but only Kody, they didn't want to give her uh, a quarter of the property. They wanted to give her something less, I guess. And I think Meri might have even been fighting for a third of it, um,
Mhm.
because Robin and Kody should be considered like one,
Mm.
you know?
Which is true, because
Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
it really is, because the whole concept was he's just a floater, you
Mhm.
know? And so if there's 3 wives left, then yeah, and he chooses to go
Yeah,
be with this one wife,
it's true.
then it should be that way. But then the things that Kody is saying indicate that Kody wanted to give her less than, maybe less than a quarter, or anyway, Robin's trying to claim she fought for Meri, and Meri is basically saying, no, these people all tried to fuck me,
Yeah.
and wanted her to sign an NDA. Anyway, we'll get all into
Mhm.
that. But this was interesting.
Yeah. Well, and so Meri says that she doesn't know if they can be, she has no trust with Robyn
Yeah.
at all, which finally, thank you. Finally, Meri. Um, well, first we have to see the scene of them in Flagstaff of everyone having dinner. Didn't you find this dinner scene really weird? Like that
Mhm.
pizza looked really unappetizing, and they're each eating their own pizzas, but they seem like rather large. They're not like small individual pizza. I was so fascinated by this. Like, did you guys order 3, 4 pizzas for a family of 6?
Yeah, and then the younger kids, they're not eating any pizza. They're eating some kind of
Pasta. Like,
pasta, and Saul has this small bowl of pasta and a little piece of bread. That kid needs to eat
yeah.
he needs some protein.
Yeah, I think that's all he eats. And then our Ari is dipping with her hands, dipping pasta thing like noodles into sauce. I don't know what's going on there, but yeah, but they're each eating like Aurora's eating this pizza that has like so much prosciutto on it. It just seemed like weird lunch meat or something. I was like, what is on this? And then I understand the arugula one. I get that,
Mhm.
but it was like the thinnest crust. It just did not look appetizing at all. I just was not. I was just like, oh, none of this looks good.
Yeah. And then Robin says, when they first start eating, she's like, "Hey, let's eat at the table." And it's like, "Well, where do you normally eat?" Does normally everyone just get their food and go to their separate
Maybe.
rooms or
Who
something?
knows? Maybe. Yeah, let's
Tonight
eat
we're
at the
eating at the
table.
table. Yeah, because
And
Kody wants to tell the kids they have the earnest money. Again, a term that's gonna mean nothing to them. I mean, Kody, have you not learned your lesson with this? Or you're
oh
not
my
you
God.
the earnest money, no one gives a shit.
Yeah.
When you get when you get the keys, or you get something, get the contract
Yeah.
signed. God.
Again, yeah, this is a manufactured scene. We had to see
Yeah.
them. Cody just wanted them to pay for the pizza. So, but yeah, then we get this whole thing about how everything that they went through, they were driven out of Utah,
Mhm.
bought these 4 homes. And he thought that all these different ways that they were united as a family. And he thought that buying Coyote Pass would unite them, but it
Mhm.
didn't. Like, okay.
Yeah. And then
Again,
sad Aurora is saying, "It's a dream that sort of died." It's like, "Oh
I was like,
God."
oh, shut up. I'm like, your mom wrote you that, right? That script. I mean, she sounds just like Robyn,
Yeah.
like
Well,
regurgitated.
exactly. They're trying to they're like, "Well, if you want to say goodbye to the property, you can." And Robin's like says to Ari, "Did you hear that?" And Ari's like, "What?" what happened? I mean,
Oh,
it's
yes, the earnest money. That's
the
right.
earnest money, right, right. I learned about that in school. This scene is so weird. So,
But then
so
but
weird.
then they're like, "Oh, you can't go there." And Ari's like, "Okay, fine." And she's but then they explain to her like, "You can't go back to the property at all." And she's like, "Oh, oh." But I'm like, "How much is Ari really I'm gonna go
Yeah.
run out to the property where there's nothing but benches, but picnic
In a
benches
fire pit.
and a fire pit, picnic benches, and a bunch of crap that Cody's left on the land." Like,
Right.
when
What is there
is
to do there?
yeah, I find it hard to believe you guys are and that she was even upset that she wouldn't be able to go there anymore. It was weird. Anyway.
She's not.
So now we gotta go back to Mary's, but this is where she gets into this whole is this where she gets into the NDA? So,
Well, no,
Ma
this is where Kody went after Jen.
yes, that's right, that's right, and Meri was not okay with that. And this is what I love about Kody. He's like, "I see Jen as a nemesis." I'm like, "Only" I love these people that tell me like, "Oh, this person's my nemesis." I'm like, "You're not a supervillain, like, you're not a superhero. A
Yeah.
nemesis? You have a nemesis. Really? Really?" Like, talk about
God.
self-important. "This is my nemesis. Jen."
Because
Because
she encouraged Mary to leave him.
back in Vegas, I'm like, "Uh-huh." So, but first he was like, "I think that Jen really encouraged Meri to leave," and my first thought was, "You told everybody on camera you didn't think you were married to her anymore."
Yeah.
So, okay, and then she's like, "Well, even back in Vegas," and I'm like, "Oh, yeah. Yeah. I think
Well, he
probably
was he
you sh
that he wa
she
he
should have
was
left you then."
yeah, he was icing you out
Mhm.
then. That's where it started.
Yeah, you don't like Jen because she was telling Mary the truth and not
Yeah.
leading her on the way you were constantly. Um,
Yeah, because maybe Mary would have, not gone to Flagstaff,
yeah. Well,
if you hadn't, like, lied to her and said you were gonna "This is gonna be a new beginning for you."
yes. Well, he's so upset that like Jen is encouraging her to empty our bank account and run away. It's like, yeah, okay. I mean, that's the part about it that bugs him the most is
The
you
money.
take all my money and then
Mhm.
leave and stop earning money to give me. It's not even this, wow, this friend of hers. There's no sense of that. It's just she says things that I don't like, so she's my nemesis.
Mhm.
Like, oh God, you're so basic. Um, so we're in Flagstaff again because Janelle is there because she's gonna go see her friends at is it Historic Brewing at the brewing company?
Mhm.
She has no
She
voice. She's not sick, but she can't talk. And then we're there to see two of her friends, two people that I do not think would ever be Janelle's
No.
friends.
No.
Christina and Angela.
They're nothing like her.
Yes. Nothing like her. Either one of them.
No, Janelle has no friends in Flagstaff, apparently.
I mean, who
So
are
they
these
just
people?
they're probably 2, like, Plexus people who happen to live, in the
You're
area or
right. I bet
something.
yes. That I could believe. That I would believe. Yes.
Yeah,
That I could see.
because 'cause we've never heard of these people.
And then of course they have to ask her about her dating life and what's going on and again, I'm with you on the fact that we've got these storylines have to end. It's
Mhm.
very, very insulting on so many levels that we keep going to Janelle and trying to get her to
Right.
that somehow having a man in her life is somehow so important.
Mhm.
It's like, and she's telling people constantly, she's like, she just wants someone easy. She wants someone low maintenance. The opposite, basically, she's saying the opposite of
Yeah.
Kody. And but what she's really saying is that I'm not going to I'm tired. I'm not putting any more time and energy into this. If I'm supposed to be with someone again, that person will show up in whatever
Mhm.
form they show up. Might be a man, might be a woman. Who knows? That
Yeah.
person's going to show up.
Yeah,
And
no, it's like,
why can't we just
yeah.
let her be?
Yeah, let her be single,
Yeah.
let her enjoy her life, do what she wants to do, start her new ventures.
Mhm.
Yeah, it is insulting because 'cause they've basically made that, like, the butt of every joke,
Yes.
every
Yes.
episode. It's like, "Well, are you dating? Are you on the apps? Farmers only?" It's like,
Yeah.
"Stop.
Well, and
Leave her
it's
alone."
we need to stop doing this to people, period. We needed to stop this decades ago. But in the world that we live in today, it is really short-sighted, right? It's the same thing that we
Mhm.
talked about before about asking women, when are you gonna have babies?
Right.
Like, or what's going on? Like, just this assumption that this is all women want, and or there might not be something else going on that you don't want to share. So,
Mhm.
but this is where she talks about how they're equally yoked. They feed each other. And she says, sometimes you get power by giving power. And I was like, oh, Janelle, you nailed that, because that is my theory, has always been this is what Robyn, she zeroed in. I think she likes Kody. I think she does, but she
Mhm.
she really was very intentional on, I'm going to get power by giving him power.
Mhm.
And she fed his ego, and she kissed his ass, and she told him how wonderful he is, and she told him, when he would complain about other wives, "Oh, that's not safe, Kody. That's not good. Oh, no, no.
Mhm.
I wouldn't do that."
And she
So,
trained her kids to be
mhm,
that way towards him also.
yeah, and she talks about this helpless person that she really, Robyn figured out that this is what got him off, was being this helpless victim, and she was,
Yeah.
"Okay, great. So this is what she's gonna be, so he can be the hero all the time." It's like, "All right, you nailed that, Janelle."
Mhm.
So,
Okay, well, God, there's
okay.
so many topics in this episode, cuz who knew we'd be talking about wrestling
Oh
mats?
god,
And
wrestling mats.
this is disgusting. Um yeah, so he got these wrestling mats from the high school in Las Vegas. They were replacing the mats and he's like, "Well, I'll take these." You know how old these things must be? And, like, they smell, and, Meri says they always had wrestling mats in Lehigh. Janelle had them on her kitchen floor
Ugh.
and put the table on top of it, and then they would move the table Kody would move the table to wrestle with the boys
Mhm.
in the kitchen.
Yeah.
I mean, okay.
And I just wanna say, I'm sure those boys love that. Like, I just
Yeah.
want, because that's what Max always wanted to do with me. He would get upset if I was gonna go hang out with Layla or whatever, and he heard about our Laylas and our special days, and I'm like, "Well, do you wanna have a special day with me, Max?" And he's like, "Yes." And I said, "Well, what do you wanna do?" He's like, "I wanna wrestle. Just wrestle all day." So I think that, and I think that's where a lot of them have a lot of warm memories of Kody, because
Yeah.
I'm sure it was fun to wrestle with their dad
Yeah.
and all of that. But yeah, and so we have to watch Kody clean these wrestling mats with vinegar, and I mean, I don't know. There's Robyn with her flowered top and white sweater. I'm like, "Where are you going? Where are you going?" She always looks like she's about to sign like a loan or something. I mean, where are you going in these outfits?
Yeah, she's in permanent business casual
Yes.
wear.
But she's this is casual Friday because she's wearing jeans, but she doesn't, so she can wear jeans, but she just still feels like, "I need to wear this flowered top and
Yeah.
cardigan."
She doesn't have her black slacks, she has her black
Mm.
jeans.
Yes.
So, dressing down.
Well, this was all interesting where Cody's asking Robyn about how she feels about seeing everyone at Coyote Pass, and he says something to her like, "Well, you're worried I won't be able to behave." Again, I think this is,
True.
but what I think this is that, yes, but she is telling him this behavior of his, she's not being truthful with him about how he's coming across. I think what she's doing is, "Oh, Kody, you're such a bad boy." She's feeding
Mm.
it. Like,
Mhm.
she comes in and claims that, like, "Oh, this should have been so simple," and she sort of puts herself up as the hero of this situation, but it's like, "No, I think you've been you are indulging his
Mhm.
desire and need to be, quote, unquote, "a bad boy."
Yeah.
Um and then we get this whole thing from Kody about how, "Oh, well, everything took so long because of the paperwork and going back and forth through our lawyers, the lawyers."
Mhm.
So now he's blaming the lawyers.
Mhm.
Um, yeah.
Yeah, and he's blaming Meri, and it's like, for what? For it so he obviously just wanted to kinda give her nothing.
Yeah, I
I
guess apparently
guess.
Robyn and Kody wanted Meri to sign an NDA. They blamed her because she refused to sign an NDA, and I said no. And she's like, "Why are you trying to silence me?"
Mhm.
So yeah, this is all a little confusing because then Kody says, okay, sort of explains what happens. We had an offer.
Mhm.
Janelle was pushing him to comply with Meri's demand, which is again probably Kody. Can you just get this all even? Can we all just make this even and go? Can we do that? Or maybe the demand was the fact that Kody shouldn't be counted as a person. Maybe Janelle and Meri were on the same side of like, no, this should be divided by three. I still don't
Yeah.
understand whose side, but Kody then admits to us again, this is back to you should not be saying these things. You should not be saying this at all because none of this is good, which is how, I was almost at a place where I want to go to Janelle and do a backdoor deal with her. And then he says, sell this out from under the other two. And I'm like, what other two are you talking about?
Yeah.
You 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 can't sell it out from under Robyn, right? So you and then the way Janelle was about it, it was weird. It was almost like Janelle didn't even was like, "Oh god, I can't believe he's bringing this up." She was just a little bit like,
Yeah.
"Yeah, that was brought up, but let's just
Yeah,
move
she's
on."
like, "Well, he could have forced the sale. He could have." But so it's unclear to me if this was all happening because the last week they were talking about how they were going to quit claim, sign quit claim
Mhm.
deeds so they all had, equal interests so they could sell it. Now it makes it sound like this is they haven't signed those deeds yet
Yeah.
and he's trying to they got the offer and so they were talking about, oh yeah, well we have to do the deeds, but they can't agree on what the deeds should be. They can't
Mhm.
agree on the percentages. And so he was thinking of just selling all the parcels because his name was on every single parcel,
Mhm.
but also Mary and Janelle's name were on at least they each had their name on at least one parcel. Or maybe it was just they had one together. I don't know what it was, but yeah, Kody could have sold the ones where he and Robyn were on them only
Mhm.
and just kept that money, and it probably would have been it would have been more valuable than what was left.
Mhm.
So I guess that's what they're arguing over and what he was contemplating. And then yeah, and then Robyn chimes in, tries to say that she was the hero of this story
Mhm.
because she said no, 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 no. Um we're not going to because he's saying I want to mess them over and Robyn's like, "No, we are not going to mess them over."
Ugh, this grammar. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
what
Our
yeah.
parents really did a number on me because every time I'm like, "Mess them over." That makes no sense. Sound like an idiot.
Well, yeah, it's
Mess
like
them over. What does that mean?
screw them over
Screw
is
them
I
over.
think the
Yeah.
term. And then
Um
Kody he gets all animated. He's like, "I was a terrible polygamist because I couldn't just tell them to sit down and shut up." What does that have to do with this story?
well, and it's also yeah, I mean, it just makes him look terrible, but again, you are now explain so it's polygamy's fault. It's polygamy's fault for your behavior. These two cannot take it drives me nuts. It's like he goes into this whole thing about how he really wants to screw everyone over and he's acting like he's not a part of it. It's like polygamy did this and or
Well,
Mary
no,
and Janelle did this. It's like I'm being
he's
obs-
saying
you know.
he's a terrible polygamist because he could never just tell his wives what to do. He
Ah.
let them have their opinions and took their opinions into account most of the
Oh, that's
time,
not how
some
I
of the time.
interpreted that, but that makes a lot more sense.
Well, he said I was a terrible polygamist
Mhm.
because I couldn't just tell them to sit down and shut up. So now here we are after all these years. Kody never put them in their place. So
Mm.
now they're fighting him
They're all
for
getting
some
uppity.
yeah, they're getting uppity and he doesn't like that even though they're just want their equal share.
Mhm.
But, he doesn't see it that way. He thinks he's the one who did so much for the property. What did he do for the property? Like
Yeah.
put all that shit out there. I don't know. He thinks he should get more for
Yeah.
whatever reason, I don't know.
Well, because it's the ego. He thinks that his pain is greater than anyone else's pain, that his sorrow is deeper than anyone else's sorrow. It's like, Kody, everyone worked hard. Everyone worked hard.
Mhm.
So therefore everyone should have an equal share. Except for Robyn. She didn't do shit. Um, but yeah, and so this is when Kody gets into the section about how, well, about how he wanted to be so mean, but Robyn looked at him and was like, well, who are you? And so now we have to go back to this story, which is, but Robyn looks at me be- with such specialness and with such
Mhm.
love, and she values me and sees me and puts me up on this pedestal that I now, that sort of made me check my behavior.
Mhm.
And so it what that does is a couple different things. It makes Robyn look like this savior, this hero of all of this. And then Kody then can tell us, like, Robyn told me she fell in love with me because I was this benevolent family man. And where are you? You know, um, nothing like so he says how he sums this all up. He says, there's nothing like the woman you love making you feel like it's time for me to become a better man.
That's
So
so dramatic.
it's so dramatic. It's like, no, no, no. Because Robyn loves me so much, and because she's such a good and wonderful person, and because she's a good person and she loves me, therefore that makes me a good person, even though I'm talking about wanting to screw these women over who have done nothing to me.
Mhm.
And but now I have to make sure that you all know she loves me and her love is so good that it makes me a better man. I'm like, and then I just looked at them and they were
Okay.
both wearing gloves. Stupid fucking gloves. Did you
They were
see?
maybe they were moving things.
But he was, because he's always wearing then I looked at her, I'm like,
Yeah.
Robyn's wearing gloves too. Again, I think this is another foreplay thing. I think this is part of their glove play.
Get your gloves on, we're gonna move some shit.
We're gonna move some stuff. And then, I don't know. We're gonna play whatever game it is, mover and what was the first game I was talking about? Oh no, that's right. Assistant, lovely assistant. Lovely
Yeah.
assistant slash mover. That's their thing.
Oh
And
my goodness.
and
And
then we
I
see yeah.
actually felt sorry then for Meri because
Oh
she's
God, yeah.
starts to cry and she's like, I can't believe they would do this to me.
Mhm. Yeah.
I mean, I forget whatever has happened or whatever. It's like like that they would mess her over like
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
And it's true. It's like he was really he said that, he has an angel and a devil on his shoulder. God, the Kody, everything is so dramatic. And he's willing to just do this terrible thing to her.
Mhm. And I'm sure he tried to sell it to her where, like, don't spend all this money on all these liars. Don't spend, don't do this, don't do that. You're okay.
Mhm.
Let's do this, this, and this. And I think Meri
Mhm.
my guess would be is that in the past, I think Meri knew she was being screwed over, but she would say yes. And I think he didn't like it because for the first time she was like, no, that's not fair. And as we see later on at Coyote Pass, we see something really, oh God, I lost my train of thought. um it'll come back to me. Keep going, sorry. But then this is where Robyn talks about how she's so angry, if you this is what she says: if you took all of this energy and put it into working on these relationships, we wouldn't be in this mess. Who are you talking to? Who are you talking
Mhm.
to, Robyn?
Yeah.
I wish they'd asked her that, because are you talking to
Yeah,
Kody?
who's creating the pain?
Is it
Who
Kody? Is
Well,
it
no, of course it's not Kody.
So it's Christine and Janelle and Meri for feeling like they needed to stand up for themselves.
I
Is that it?
guess.
Like, who are we talking about here?
I have no idea. But she's angry.
She's very angry because, this messing around and all this other stuff.
It's all about her.
Um, and
Yeah.
then
Okay, Robin.
and so then of course we have a commercial break and we have ominous music. Dun, dun, dun. Gray clouds parting. We see a car being driven, a big giant car. It's Janelle. Janelle's there. She parks. And then another car, Meri gets there and she parks. And then they both get out of the car and start talking to each other. And of course, Robyn and Kody are late and they're so
Yeah.
annoyed because I guess they're with the real estate agent or the real estate agent's coming separately. I can't.
He's coming separately, I think.
So
And
now,
there's no purpose to this except
yes.
for television. It's so dumb, and they know that, and the energy reflects that, you
Yeah.
know. I
That,
mean, Janelle, well, first of all, Janelle's wearing a Tata Farms t-shirt
mm-hmm.
and a short sleeve t-shirt and a vest.
Yeah.
And
And
it's
like capri
freezing
pants.
outside.
Yeah.
So, yeah, and she and Meri, like it was funny. Meri goes to hug Janelle, and Janelle kind of gives her a side hug. She shifts her
Mm.
body. She does not want a full hug, Meri. And they're waiting, waiting, waiting. And then they just decide to get back in their cars.
Yeah. Because it's cold out. Now,
But
I
they
want
don't
to,
want to talk to each other,
well, that
clearly.
too. They didn't want to talk to each
They
other. They
could
didn't
have
want to have,
gotten back into one car
yes.
and just kept talking.
Yeah. But I guess they didn't want to have conversation. They each want to be in
Yeah.
their own car and probably look at their phones. And okay,
Mhm.
fine. So I want to say there's this one thing that happens here that this is such a classic issue that is truly what gets people not in trouble, but it's this whole thing where when Kody and Robyn get to the property, they pull up and they see both Meri and Janelle in their cars. Um, and they both have this attitude of, oh, they're both in their cars. And they assume, Robyn does, Robyn assumes that it's a message that, because Robyn says earlier, it would be great if everyone seemed open. So her whole
Mhm.
thing is, I hope everyone seems open. She gets there. They both get there. They see that both of them are in their cars. And she says, oh, they're not open or they don't want to
They don't want to
interact.
talk. Yeah.
And it's like, no, 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 Robyn. They were cold. This
Mhm.
is this is what people do. They walk in, they see a situation, they assume they know what happened. You don't know shit. They were fine. They got cold and got in their cars. You're
Mhm.
absolutely wrong. But and that's the thing. It's like, there's the first thought, and then in the drug and alcohol world, we talk about like the second thought. Because a lot of times when you're an addict, the first thought is, I need to use. I can't handle this. I need to use. Or the world is against me, so I need to use. And it's sort of like, okay, fine. That's the first thought. What's the second thought? Well, what's the second thought? And it's a very classic, like for Robyn, for all of her counseling and all this stuff that she seems to know about people and human behavior, this is a real basic one, which is what else could be true?
Yeah.
And it's like, I was just like, you're such
Well, yeah, it's like a self-fulfilling prophecy.
yes.
Like yeah, that's what they're expecting, and so then that's what they get.
But if anyone wants a little tip, that's my tip for the day, which is don't assume. Like this is a perfect example of something where we saw exactly why they got in their cars and it had nothing to do with any of it. So
Mhm.
sometimes you're not always right. You got to
Yeah.
be curious. That's all I got to say about that.
Yeah.
Um,
Um so
yeah,
that's
it's a
it.
standoff.
So next time, the standoff continues, and they show Robyn saying that she hates girl games. So again, she thinks they're playing games with her.
Hmm.
I assume she's still talking about this, Meri and Janelle.
Hmm.
And Janelle goes to New Orleans,
Yes.
um, with again these friends. Who knows who they are?
Yeah.
Um, And then Cody says, the knife of the father is never out of the heart of his children. And Robyn says, when I see Cody being rejected by his kids, I see myself. And I'm like, huh?
I think
Is
being
she
rejected
referring
by,
to
I
is
think
she
she's
referring to Dayton?
no, I think she's referring to being rejected by because she had to hide the fact that she stepdaddy Paul wasn't there some weirdness with the
Yeah,
family
but
and she
but
couldn't
but
admit that this was really her dad and
but she says when I see Cody being rejected by his kids, I see myself. So she sees herself as being rejected by her
I
kids.
don't think
I
it's
don't
connect.
think it's the father.
Okay, I think it's about her own family situation. It could be, but I think that I think she's making a big leap. I hear what you're saying. That would be the leap that you would think that you would give an example of a time where you were rejected by your children. I think this has got to do with her larger piece because she's never going to admit that her children are rejecting her, even if they are.
Okay. Yeah,
That's
I
my
mean,
theory. I could be wrong.
okay. Okay.
And then
We'll find out.
did you see this last thing where it's like in memory of Angela?
Yeah,
And that's the
Angela
girl
died.
that was one of Janelle's friends.
I
I'm like,
know.
what is happening here? Like that was so weird. I'm like, could we have a little bit more context here? Just got to know Angela, you know?
We just met her
We
this
just
week.
met her. And
Janelle just met her, like, not that long ago.
she just went down the plexus list. Who is
Yeah,
closest to Flagstaff?
yeah.
But that was weird. That was very weird. All right.
Well,
Oh, all right.
that was
Woof.
it.
What an episode. What a show. Well, we don't know. We don't know if this show is going to end in the next couple weeks or this is going to be, another
Or we
10
got
years.
2 more years, 3 more
Ugh,
years.
so who knows?
Or
Well,
there's gonna be a spin-off, a Kody and Robyn
oh
in their
God.
castle spin-off.
Oh my God. Would you watch that Kody and Robyn? Cody and Robyn in the
Of course
castle?
I would. I'd at least watch, the first few
Yeah.
episodes, see what's happening there,
Oh
but
God. Now we're trapped in a new show. Oh no. Um, well, thank you so much. If you're all still here an hour and a half or plus later, thank you for being here. Thank you for listening to us. If you enjoy us and enjoy what we have to say, please go check out our Patreon. You get all these shows ad free. We do a weekly bonus where we talk a little bit more about our own lives and hot topics, things that are happening in the news, pop culture news. We do for our $8 tier, we do an exclusive true crime once a month and an Ask Us Anything. So you can ask us legal questions or therapy questions. So go check us out on Patreon. You can, if you have not already, please subscribe to the podcast, share it with a friend, leave us a 5-star rating and review. Those do help us, or follow us on social media at Psychlegal Pop. Those are all the ways in which you can
Yep.
support us. We would really appreciate it. And I think that's it. Thanks so much,
Yeah.
everybody.
Thanks. Bye.